Hey y'all, what's up? It's Caitlin and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be doing another versus video, but we are going to be doing the James Charles original Artistry palette versus the mini. So when James Charles did his video revealing that he was coming out with this mini palette, my thought was, honestly, this is kind of stupid. You already have the original. Why are you going to come out with the exact same thing again? But after using this palette, I kind of get it. I love the Morphe James Charles palette, but I do stand with other people that it is a very bulky packaging compared to classic Morphe palettes. After using this palette today, I decided that this is like more at home palette, like from in my beauty room, my bedroom, wherever, if I'm here doing my makeup. But this is going to be more for traveling. So trips, going to someone's house, going to my sister's house, anywhere that I am out of this room, I will be using the mini palette. So this is more my travel palette. But in James Charles' video, he said that the formulas and everything was going to be the exact same. But I took it upon myself to order it and decide, are the exact same? It is a mini condensed version, but are there little tweaks here and there? Was this a hidden opportunity for him to maybe correct some things that he thought could be better? So that is what I decided to do. In the video, I do say which side is which, but just for reference right now, the original palette is going to be on my left side and the mini version will be on my right. That is what we're going to be doing in today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoy it. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. And when you subscribe, hit that post notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a brand new video. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so eyes are taped off. I have not primed yet because we are going to go ahead and unbox the palette right now. So this is what it looks like. It is about half the size. You know what? Hold on. So here's the original James Charles palette and here is the new one. So if you turn it on its side, it is about half the size of the original palette. So we're going to go ahead and unbox it. This is the same packaging that the original one comes in. And when you pull it out, am I going to keep this box? No, I'm not going to keep the box. So when you pull it out of the box, here it is, same packaging and everything. And then let's go ahead and open it up. All right, and then there is the palette. So it is much smaller. I'm going to take the film off. Oh, look at that. Hi. I'm going to set the film to the side. This is much smaller than I originally thought. I thought it was going to be just a tad bit bigger. When they said mini, they meant mini. What I want to do real quick is I want to grab my original palette. I want to open it up and I just want to glance at the colors real quick and see if there are any sudden differences. Like I already mentioned, James Charles said that everything is the exact same, the formulas, the finishes, but you never know. You never know. Okay, so first impression from looking at this palette, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to be able to show you, but I'm just going to try to do it like this, and then maybe I'll insert a clip right here. These two browns in the mini palette look lighter than in the original palette. I don't know, there's just something about it. And then I will say that this shade right here to the far left, the first shade on the second row, looks darker than its shade in the mini palette. So those are the first things I noticed, but overall everything still looks the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the original James Charles palette on my left eye, this one right here, and then the mini palette will be on my right, and we're going to see if we can tell any differences. Okay, so starting off, I'm going to prime my eyes using my usual NYX Eyeshadow Base. I do enjoy that this has a mirror because what I would do is I would use the original one for home. And then if I ever travel or if I went to my sister's house, if I went anywhere else other than my house to do my makeup, I would take this one. So this would be like my traveling eyeshadow palette. So looking at this palette, I'm pretty unsure of what I want to do. I think I'm wanting to dip into like the blue section down here just because I've never really used it that often and I've never done a blue look on my channel. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So the first shade I'm going to dip into is going to be this blue right here. This is the shade Playground. I'm going to take that and put that into my crease using a Morphe M518 brush. And dip it into that color. There is a good amount of fallout right there, so just keep that in mind. So we're just going to start stamping this into the crease from inner to outer corner. And this is once again going on my left side for the original palette. So this is a really pretty color. I will say that there is a bit of patchiness right here, and it is a little darker, I would say, than it comes off in the pan. Okay, on the mini side, we are going to go ahead and take Playground and put it in the crease as well. And since these are mini pans, I'm going to go in with a smaller brush. And this is a brush I've never used before. These are the e.l.f. crease brushes. I just picked these up at Ulta. They looked really good, and I love like the slim wand. So I'm just going to dip into here. And same thing, there is a good amount of kickback in the pan, but we are just going to pick some of that up and stamp it into the crease. Okay, I don't know if I like this brush. Hold on. Okay, not really impressed with that e.l.f. crease brush, so I'm going to grab a Morphe M441 and pick up that shade to put in the crease. Okay, is it just me? What is going on here? I feel like there's not as much payoff as in the original palette. I mean, as you can see, my brush is blue. Like, I feel like I'm not getting a lot. I mean, I for sure feel like I'm having to build it up quite a bit, which I usually don't have to, especially when I've started stamping on my eyeshadow. Okay, so there's both of the colors all on. First impression, after I built up the mini one, the pigment looks pretty much the same, but it did take a little more work on the mini side versus the original. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend out that harsh line. I think I'm going to take the shade B. I think it's called B, right? No, it's called Punch Me, which is like this cool tone brown up here on the second row. That one that I said is darker. I'm going to take that using this brush I got in an Ipsy bag. So I'm going to dip into this. Alright, we're going to go ahead and blend this out. I didn't want to take like another blue color. I didn't want to take any like actual color, because I think I want to keep this look strictly a blue look. So I wanted to take a really neutral color to blend this out. Okay, same thing on my mini side. I'm going to take the shade Punch Me and blend out this line. I love this brown because almost what it's doing is it's adding another shade of blue because it's mixing in. And it's almost adding like a bluish green color. Should I keep it all blue, or should I add in a pink? Because every time I open this palette, the first color my eyes go to is always this hot pink right here. That'd be kind of fun though if I did like the pop of pink. Should I do it? It could come out really bad, but it could come out really cool too. So I have two options. So originally what I was going to do was I was going to take the shade Cola, which is right underneath Playground, to smoke out the outer V. But now I keep looking at Skip, which is the hot pink, and I'm like, that would look kind of cool on the outer V. Because I'm going to put a shimmer on the front of my lid. You know what? I'm going to do it. So I'm going to take the shade Skip, which is the hot pink in the palette, and I'm going to use that to put that on my outer V. So I'm going to take that on a fluffy Morphe brush. This is the M441. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to stamp that on my outer V. And if it looks bad, then it looks bad, and I learned my lesson. And then I'm going to go ahead and swirl it a little bit on the very outer part, because when you mix blue and pink, what happens? You get some purple. I think it looks kind of cool. It's definitely like the 80s called they want their makeup back, but I think it's kind of cool. I'm going to take another Morphe M441, which this is the brush I have the most, which I don't know why, because I should have more 518s. But I'm going to dip into Skip from the mini palette, and I'm going to do the same exact thing. Ooh. Okay, this pink looks more pigmented. I'm trying to kind of like blend between the pink and the blue, so it kind of makes that purple. And it's almost like it's fading into the pink. So far, especially with the pink, now the mini one is looking actually more pigmented. With the blue, I had some problem, but so far, I'm really impressed. Okay, I grabbed my flat brush, I grabbed some setting spray because we are fixing to do some shimmer. So I really want to add a lot more brightness to the eyes. So I think I want to go in with the shade Hello, which is this really pretty like light blue shimmer shade. So I'm going to pick that up on my Japanese 213. This is my favorite flat brush to use. So I'm going to pick some of it up, and overall these shimmers are okay to use dry. Me, just for more payoff, I like to do wet. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to place this on the inner part of my lid. So I'm going to bring this about almost halfway, because we're going to mesh it in with the pink. I'm going to grab a different flash brush, and I'm going to go into the mini palette and do the same thing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do to blend that out is I'm going to go back into Skip, which is the hot pink, and I'm going to take the same flat brush we used to apply Hello. I'm going to dip into a little bit of this, and I'm just going to shush them together. So I'm just pushing the pink into the shimmery blue, and then I'm taking the shimmery blue and kind of putting it on top, just so it meshes nicely together. Okay, eyes are done, and I am in love with what I've done. I'm so happy I didn't do like full on blue because I love the pops of pink. I almost like how the pink is acting as a liner, and then it faded into the purple, and then it made a blue and a green, and then we have this nice pop of teal. I love it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go off camera and do the rest of my face. When I come back, we will do some work on the lower lash line, and I can give you my thoughts on this palette. So I will be right back. Okay, we're back. So we are just going to do the lower lash line. I popped on some eyeliner, which I am in love with. This is a new one that I picked up by LA Girl. It is one of their Shockwave neon eyeliners. Hold on, let me see. This is in the shade Fresh, and it's like this beautiful Tiffany blue color. I just thought that this was the perfect color to really bring some more brightness to the eyes. So that is what I'm wearing on the waterline. So now for the lower lash line. I am going to take the shade Playground, which is the blue we used in the crease. I'm going to take that on my favorite little bitty brush. This is by Morphe. It's an M213, teeny tiny little flat brush. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to run it on my lower lash line. I think this with the Tiffany blue eyeliner will really pop. Okay, so there's that side. So I cleaned off my brush. I'm going to dip into the one from the mini palette and put this in the lower lash line as well. That blue still definitely has a lot of kickback. Like, I'm really having to like tap off my brush because I'm getting a bunch of fallout on my face. Okay, so now to blend that out, I'm wanting to bring a little more pink into this because now that we added the lashes, you can see it, but it's not as defined. So I'm going to go into the shade Skip, which is the hot pink, and I'm going to take it on a Morphe M431 brush. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to really blend out this blue. And what I'm going to like about this is it's going to not only be pink, but it's going to be like the purple shade that came in the crease when we added the pink there. So I'm going to blend out this blue, and I'm going to take it kind of far down just because now I'm feeling kind of like carnival vibes, like Greatest Showman vibes. And I'm not mad at it. Ooh, I like that. There is a little bit of fallout with it, but nothing too bad. Cleaning off my brush, I'm going to go into Skip from the mini palette and do the same thing. Alright y'all, and this is the completed look using the James Charles mini palette in comparison to the original. So after using this palette, my thought is that yes, it is the exact same as the original. However, my thought still stands on the color Playground, where it was a little less pigmented than the original. I definitely had to build it up much more than I did on the original palette. But then again, when using the pink shade Skip, I felt that it was more pigmented than the original, which after I finished this look, while I was doing the rest of my makeup, I was watching other reviews, and I know Manny MUA, when he did his review, his opinion was that it was more pigmented than the original palette. But my opinion stands that yes, it is the exact same formula, but there may be a little tweaks. If you purchased the mini palette and already had the original, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Do you think it's the same formula? Did they perform different for you as well? Let me know your thoughts. But that is it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I love you, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.